Yeah, hi Sushma, good evening.
Hi, Mandasha. Good evening.
Could you start your explanation?
Yeah, sure. Let me share my screen. So I'm going to explain about the configuring the financial consolidation and close business process. For this, first we need to log in through the credentials, that is username and password. We need to enter those, and then we need to select the financial consolidation and close. We need to enter the username and password, and then click on go. And here we need to click on start. That is, we need to create a new application. And then we need to provide the name and description. The name is FCCS and the description is Financial Consolidation and Close Business Process. Now let us enter the name and description. Name is FCCS and description is financial consolidation and close business process. And click on next in order to go to the details page. And then in the details page, we need to mention the number of months as 12 months and the start and end year is 2020 to 2029. This number of months is 12 months. If we want to use 13 months, generally it is used for the adjustments. The last month is known as adjustment month or custom period. And here the start year is 2020 and we need to take the end year as 2029. And the first month of fiscal year is January. And then the main currency is USD and we need to enable the multi-currency. If we enable the multi-currency, only then the currency dimension is available after creation of the application. And we need to click on next. And then on the features page, we need to select the following options. That is consolidation should be enabled and balance sheet hierarchy, journal adjustment, multi-gap and all. These options we need to enable on the features page. Click on next. We'll go to the features page. Balance sheet hierarchy. Generally, we'll select the traditional balance sheet approach. Only unless and until the client asks for the net asset approach, only in that case we'll select net assets approach. But generally, we'll select the traditional balance sheet approach. And journal adjustment is yes with workflow. Yes with workflow is nothing but there is a certain process. If we select yes with workflow, that is when we create the journals, there should be someone to post and unpost the journals. And the multi-gap, we need to select yes with manual adjustment. Yes with manual is nothing but we can enter the adjustments. Yes with calculated adjustments is nothing but the system automatically calculate the adjustment. The intercompany data, we need to enable this with yes with tracking. Only if we enable the intercompany data yes with tracking, only then the ownership management will be enabled. And then we need to select the intercompany aggregation, that is addition. And then we need to include the ratio calculations, that is all the four liquid ratio, asset management, profitability, and leverage ratio. These are called as out of the box functionality. And CTA account should be balance sheet. And the custom dimension, I'm giving the name as product. And then we need to enable the translated currency input, parent input, and contribution input. And then we need to enable the supplemental data collection here. And then just click on next. In the review page, whatever the options will select in the journal details and features, those all will be reviewed, will be displayed in the review page. and then we need to click on create to create the application. The application creation has been initiated. We need to wait for the completion status. It might take a few minutes for the application creation. The application has created successfully, and then only click on OK here. After creation of application is successful, here the application homepage will be visible. That is, this is the home page. And then we'll go to the next page. And then here only the few features we can enable after the application creation. Now let us see how to enable the features after the application creation. Now we need to go to the application cluster and then we need to select the configuration card here. Let us go to the application, and under the application we need to select the configuration. Yes, here we need to click on enable features. And then select ownership management, equity pickup and partner elimination. Then click enable to enable the selected features. Now let us enable the features. That is, we'll select the ownership management and then click on enable here. Click on yes. The feature enablement is in progress. Only few features we can enable after the application creation. We cannot enable all the features. Here the features are successfully enabled. We need to sign out and then sign in. After the features are enabled successfully, before we can use these features, we need to sign out and then sign in again. Just click on the drop down here. Just click on sign out. Click on OK. And then we need to sign in again in order to use those features which we have enabled after the application creation. And then now we'll see navigating a financial consolidation and close. Here we need to log in through the credentials first. And then click on the application after login. We need to click on the overview under the application, and then we need to go to the dimensions tab. We'll go to the application, click on the application, and then under the application, just select the overview and then select the dimensions. Here we can import and export the dimensions. And then click on actions. Here we can import data, export data, copy and clear data. And here we can also refresh the database. And then click on the navigator icon and select user preferences under tools. Okay, let us go back to the application. Click on the navigator. And then we need to select the user preferences. Under tools. Here we can see the preferences, that is journal display, any notifications, user variables, reports or form printing. Everything, every preferences are displayed here. And then click navigator and we need to select the services under application. Let us go back to the application. Click on the navigator. Under the application, we need to select the services here. Whatever the services, that is email notification and the system maintenance, everything that are displayed here. And then coming to the next page. Here and then we need to click on the navigator and then select dimension under create and manage. And then select the account dimension. Go to the application. Click on the navigator. And under create and manage, just click on the dimensions here. These are the dimensions that are created when we have created the application according to the features. Click on the balance, expand the balance sheet and then total balance sheet and traditional approach. While creating the application, we have selected the traditional balance sheet approach. In that case, total assets is shown as one parent and total liabilities and equity is shown as another parent. These both are shown as different parents when we select the traditional balance sheet approach. And then click on the home icon and then select tools and click the launch icon to consolidate business rule. Okay, now let us go back to the home page and then select the rules and just click launch here. And here we need to enter the entities. The consolidate is run only at the parent level. So we need to select the parent level entity, not the child. We need to enter the period, scenario and year according to the requirement. And we need to click on launch to consolidate the data. And then click on the home icon and select the valid intersection under the application cluster. Okay. Click on the home page and then click on the application. Here we can find the valid intersection. These are the predefined valid intersections. Just select any one valid intersection. Here we can find the movement and account. Valid intersections are generally it is used to restrict the user to enter the data or to use the entities. Generally, it acts as a filter for the users. And then click on the home page and we need to select the manage periods under the application cluster. Click on the home page here. Under the application, just select the manage periods. And then verify scenario as actual and year as 2020. Scenario is actual and year is FY20. Click on OK. And here we, in order to open the status, that is click on actions, and here we can open and click on go. The period, the status for Jan is open now. Only when the status is open, only then we can enter the journals. We can create the journals for that particular period. And then click on home icon. There, select the tools cluster under the navigation flow. Click on the home icon here. And under the tools cluster, select the navigation flow. And then click actions and then select create copy in order to copy a default navigation flow. That is, we need to mention the name as custom underscore nav underscore ORE001. Here, click on action settings. Here, we need to select the create copy. Just we need to mention the name as given here. That is custom underscore nav underscore underscore nav 001. Just click on OK. And then open the navigation flow that we have just created. And then we need to remove the task, dashboard, and infolets by clicking the remove icon. Then click on the yes in the dialog box that appears. And then we need to remove the task. Click on yes. And then dashboard. Click on yes. And then the last one is infolets. And here we need to assign the role, that is I have mentioning it as service administrator. Click on OK and just click on save and close. And here we have selected the service administrator group and then we have clicked the OK and then click on save and close. Select inactive to make the navigation flow as active. Now we need to log out and log in again. And then we'll notice the task, dashboard and infolets clusters that do not appear on the home page anymore. Okay. Now click on inactive in order to make it active. And then just sign out and sign in again in order to see those differences. Sign in. Here, the tasks and infolets and dashboards, those clusters are not available since we have removed. And then we'll go to our default application that we have created. And then now we'll see how to set a financial consolidation and close dimension. For this, we need to log in first and to add account dimension member, click navigator and then click dimension under create and manage. Okay. Let us go back to the application. Just click on the navigator and under create and manage, we need to select the dimensions. And then we need to select the account dimension and expand FCCS underscore balance sheet. And then we need to expand FCCS underscore total balance sheet traditional approach. And then expand FCCS underscore total asset. And then select the current asset account. Okay. Now let us expand the balance sheet. And then total balance sheet. And then we need to expand the FCCS total current assets. And then now select the FCCS current assets account. Now we need to add the child. Let's go back to the application. We have selected the FCCS current assets. In order to create the child, just click on this add child. And here we need to mention the name, that is investments. Let us go back to the application. And here we'll give the name as investments. And alias is also investments. And here just click on save to create the child. And then after saving, now under the investment account member, we need to add a child account by selecting investments and then click on add child. Okay, now we'll select investments and we need to click on add child. Then we need to give name as investments current, and alias is also as investments current, and data storage is never shared. Investments current, and alias is also same as the name. Investments current, and data storage is never shared, and click on save. And then after creating the chain for the investment, we need to add two more chain accounts under the investment account as the following details. Just click on investment current. And we need to mention the name. Click on share. And the alias is collective investment fund. Collective investment fund. And the data storage is never share. Just click on never share and click on save. And in the same way, we need to create one more chain for the investment. Just click on add chain here. And we need to mention the name as shown here. Corporate bonds. And alias is corporate bond. And the data storage is never share. Click on never share and just save. We have created the chain under the investments. And then now select the entity dimension from the dimension drop down. We need to select the entity dimension here. And then select FCCS underscore total geography and then click on add chain. Select FCCS total geography and then click on add chain. We need to give the name as segments and alias as segments. Click on total geography and then click on add chain. We need to give the name as segments. and the alias is also same as name. Segments, and then we need to give the name as EN01. Just click on save here. And for the segments, we need to add the chain. EN01. And then the alias is also EN01 and the base currency is USD. And the base currency is USD here. And just click on save. And then now under EN01 entity, and we need to add two more chain entities with the following details. Select EN01 and then click on add chain. We need to give the name as EN01 underscore 05. And the alias is EN01 underscore 05 underscore New York. EN01 05 New York. And the base currency USD. Click on save. In the same way, we need to create one more chain for EN01. Just click on chain. We need to mention the details as shown here, EN01 underscore 06. Name is EN01 06. And the alias is EN01 06. And the base currency USD and data storage is never shared. And click on save. This is how we'll create the chains for the dimensions. And then on the dimensions page, we need to select the movement dimension from the drop down. And then we need to search for the FCCS underscore movements underscore subtotal in the search box. Let's go back here. We need to select the movement in the dimension. Just select the movement dimension. And here we need to search. That is FCCS underscore movements underscore subtotal. And click on search. And then select, and then we need to click on add chain here. Movements underscore balance sheet, we need to mention the name. Click on add chain. Name is movements underscore balance sheet. And then click on save. This is how we'll create the chain under the movement dimension. This is movements underscore balance sheet. This is the chain that we have created. And then in the same way, we need to add the chain we need to add the currency. That is on the dimension page, we need to select the currency dimension from the drop down. We'll go back to the application and just select the currency dimension, the drop down here. And then select USD in input currencies and then click add currency. Here we need to select the USD under input currency. And then we need to add the currency. In order to add the currency, we need to click on this plus icon. Here, first we need to add the EUR currency. select and then click on save here. In the same way, we need to select the currencies as shown here. That is, we need to select AUD, GBP and INR. Just select AUD, click on save. We need to add 2 more currencies. Click on plus. We need to select the GBP now. Click on save. And then the last currency that we need to add is INR. Just click on plus here. And we need to select the INR. Just select the INR and click on save. This is how we'll add the currencies under the currency dimension. The currencies which we have added, that is EUR, AUD, GBP and INR will be displayed here. And then now we'll see importing and exporting dimension members. So now we need to go to the home page and click applications, and there we need to click on overview and click the dimensions tab and then export. We need to go to the home page here and then click on the applications and then click on overview. And then we need to go to the dimensions. After clicking the dimensions, we need to then click on the export. On the export metadata page, we need to click on create and we need to select it as local. Export and then click on create. After that, now we'll select the account and entity dimensions to export. Account and entity dimension. Click on export. The account and entity dimensions are exported successfully. So we need to extract all. Just click on extract. This is how we'll export the dimensions, metadata, and then we need to close the export metadata page. And then we need to extract the export metadata zip file. Just now we have extracted the export metadata zip file. And then we need to open the admin underscore export metadata underscore account.csv file. And we need to freeze the top row of the file from the view tab. Okay. Now let us open. Just open the account file that we have recently exported. And here we need to freeze the top row. Just select the row and then click on view. And then click on view and then select the freeze panes. And now we need to freeze the top row. And the top row is freezed. And then now we'll go to the last row of the file and we need to enter the values that have given here. Now we'll go to the last row. And here we need to mention the details as shown here. That is, the account name is start underscore account. Account is start underscore account. And then we need to mention the parent. Parent is account and alias is total account. And alias is total account. And then valid for consolidation is false and data storage is true. Valid for just expand this. False and data storage is true. And data storage is true. And then data type is currency and hierarchy type is dynamic. Data type is currency. Hierarchy type is dynamic. And then account type is revenue. And here the account type is revenue. And time balance is balance. And skip value is none. And then the variance reporting is non-expense. And then a source plan type is console. And plan type is true. Plan type is true and aggregation is plus. And then data storage is never shared. And then after entering all the details, we need to save it. Keep the remaining details as is, and we need to click on save as. Save it as an import file.csv. Save as. I need to select this as comma delimited. Click on save. And then now still in dimensions, and we need to click on import and then click on create. For the account, under the file type, select comma delimited. We need to click on import. Need to close this. Click on close. Just click on import. Click on create. And then here we need to choose the file. Import file.csv. Just click on validate in order to know the errors. Metadata has successfully submitted. And then click on import. Refresh database. And click on OK. And then now we need to go to the jobs. Close. The import metadata is processing. The validate metadata is completed successfully. And now the import metadata is in processing state. Just click on refresh. Import metadata is still in processing. The import metadata is successfully completed. And then just now we have edited the member, we have created a child in the file that is short underscore account. Here we can see that this is the process to import the metadata. And then now import another account and entity dimension file available in your labs folder in a similar manner. File name is account underscore import underscore CSV and file name is entity. Now we need to import account and entity metadata. For that, we need to go to the application. Click on overview under the applications. Click on dimensions. And then click on import. Click on create. And then here we need to select the file. So this metadata account. And then validate. And then click on import to import the metadata for the account dimension. Just click on OK. You need to go to the jobs to check whether the metadata is successfully imported or not. Just click on jobs under the application. The import metadata is in processing. Click on refresh. The import metadata is in processing state. And the account, the metadata has successfully imported. And then in the same way, we need to import the entity for importing metadata in the entity dimension. For that, we need to import even the currency dimension since entity and currency have a relationship. Without currency, we cannot import the metadata only for the entity. In that case, we'll get an error. We need to go to the dimensions and then click on import. Click on create in order to import the metadata. And then we need to select the file for the entity. This metadata entity. And then for the currency, click on currency and then open. We need to validate first. The validate metadata job has successfully submitted. And then click on import. Click on OK. And then we need to go to the jobs. Click on close. We need to go to the jobs whether the import metadata is successfully imported or not. Click on refresh. The import metadata for the account and for the entity and currency is in processing state. Just click on refresh. It might take some time in order to import the metadata. And here the import entity and currency for the metadata is successfully completed. And then we need to go to the activity guide. This is how we'll import and export the metadata for the dimensions. This is the process. And that's it from my side, Manjusha. Thank you.
Thank you, Sushma. You can leave now.
Thank you.